Hi, my name is ColdBeer, and let's start with Prey.
The game has a really cool story that has you playing as a scientist exploring a place infested by an alien life form. Yeah, I bet you heard that somewhere. A few dozen, 100 million times. Despite that, aliens are really nice here. Well, by saying nice, I mean that they are the opposite of nice. You wouldn't want to chat with them about video games or best beer kinds in the universe or, you know, the best recipe for potato salad. No, they are terrifying creatures. Although, as I always say, not as terrifying as people who put pineapple in potato salad. Those are the worst. Just imagine this space station filled with them. Prey is a thriller, but that tiny change would make it one of the scariest horror games ever. So anyway, Prey gives you a variety of weapons to use along with superpowers like telepathy or the ability to trick enemies by turning yourself into everyday items. Yeah, it may sound like nonsense, but it's not. You can truly acquire alien abilities and use them by stopping time or turning yourself into a bottle of beer, and then you can roll around like crazy. Not suspicious at all. Well, this ability of turning yourself into a stuff could probably spice up the love life of you and your wife or imaginary girlfriend. I don't judge. But first you have to defeat the space evil and escape from the space station alive, and with all the parts intact needed for, you know, spiciness. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. The year is 2029. Mechanically augmented humans have now been deemed outcasts, living a life of complete and total segregation from the rest of society. So you, being one of those banished humans, you are forced to operate in a world that has grown to despise your kind. Armed with a new arsenal of state-of-the-art weapons and augmentations, you must choose the right approach, along with who to trust in order to unravel the vast worldwide conspiracy. And you know what this conspiracy is? Someone decided not only to put pineapple in the potato salad, but to replace potatoes themselves with it.
Blasphemy!
Yeah, of course I'm kidding. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided is not a horror game. You will not experience such horrendous actions here. People on Steam are saying that this is a nice game with a nice story and extremely satisfying combat, but won't work if your internet is down. Yeah, it's one of those single-player games that need the internet to work. Not cool. Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Here you'll experience the final chapter of Lara's origin as she is forged into the Tomb Raider we all know. This version includes the base game, all 7 DLC challenge tombs, all downloadable weapons, outfits and skills. Here you'll have to survive and thrive in one of the deadliest places on Earth and master an unforgiving jungle setting in order to survive. Also explore underwater environments filled with crevasses and deep tunnel systems. You'll have to use the jungle to your advantage. Strike suddenly and disappear like a jaguar, or you know, like your money on every Steam sale, use dirt as camouflage and disseminate fear in enemies to sow chaos. Yeah, the game's description makes an impression that you will play not as Lara Croft, but as a predatory vampire monster, to say the least. Bendy and the Dark Revival. The second part of Bendy and the Ink Machine was released 5 years after the success of its predecessor, and surprisingly it is even more loved by the puzzle and horror fans than the first part. On Steam it is close to an overwhelmingly positive title, and that is a thing you cannot ignore. Here you will play as Audrey as she explores the depths of a creepy animation studio that's gone completely mad, just like your alcoholic Uncle Steve who believes that Earth is in the shape of a vodka bottle. Yeah, flat earthers are such a thing of the past. Anyway, he will combat ink-tainted enemies, solve puzzles and evade an ever-lurking ink demon while seeking your way back to the real world. You never know who or what is going to be around the next corner in this crazy realm of shadows and ink. Like in the first part, you will have to discover the truth, escape the studio and above all fear the ink demon and survive. A wonderful game for your spooky evenings. Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. This is a really original and truly amazing game where you play as an ape. Yeah, your journey starts 10 million years ago, and by then we still shared our ancestors with gorillas and chimpanzees. Our last common ancestor with the apes, chimpanzees to be exact, is known to be roughly about 5 million years old. So you start as an ape and over the years evolve into an early human. The whole game spans from 10 million to 2 million years ago. Your task is for you and your tribe not to die and not to choose the path of extinction. The future of humanity is in your hands, like literally. As developers say, evolution was not written in stone. Your decisions will shape how you will overcome obstacles, increase your species, and what knowledge you will pass on to future generations. You can focus on specific attributes or choose a more balanced approach to survival. Your clan's ability to survive will be directly impacted by your decisions and choices, making each player's experience a unique one. It's a wonderful game reminding us that we are just starting to go on our evolutionary path as human species. 2 million years is nothing. Dinosaurs existed for 165 million years before they all died out, except the birds, of course, add another 65 million years to that big number. That is a huge difference. Not as huge as your mama though. Isonzo. This is a World War I game based on the Italian front. Inspired by the 2-year struggle for control of the Isonzo River Valley and the Alps, the game will lead you across stunning landscapes as you choose your path to victory. Cut your way through barbed wire, flank your enemies by following mountain trails, or man a mortar to blast a way through. Shape a dynamic battlefield by laying sandbags and wire, placing ammo crates, deploying trench periscopes or sniper shields. Fight with more than 30 unique weapons, survive poisonous gas attacks and intense artillery barrages. People on Steam are saying that mostly here you will run up the hill for 20 minutes and then you die. Somehow that is still a fun experience. Game is a proud owner of a very positive review score, so no tricks here. Kerbal Space Program. While the second part of the game is still a disaster, the first part will never fail to entertain us. This game is fun, but also it is very hard. Here you will have to create your own spaceship, and rocket science is anything but easy. It's not your sister.
Wait, what?
Anyway, building a spaceship here reminds me of creating abominations in Spore. Every detail can be scaled, turned, and attached to another detail, so you have to do everything right in order to take a space flight. Game has a really good physics engine, so you can take off successfully with a giant unicorn or something, but if you practice enough, you can send a giant potato salad bowl to the moon. Nah, you probably can't, but you can try. Red Dead Redemption 2. Welcome to America, 1899. Here you are, an outlaw on the run. You and your gang will have to rob, steal and fight your way to survive. You'll travel across a beautiful country and occasionally some people will ask for help, and you can just politely decline. Or not, it's up to you. The game itself feels like an interactive cinematic film. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a beautiful emotional roller coaster. The story will leave you wondering if there is a pill you can drink to forget it, so you could experience the game once again. And most importantly, your horse's testicles will shrink when it's cold.
Most importantly?
Yes, most importantly. Monster Sanctuary. Some time ago something happened and platformer games started to develop deepness. Monster Sanctuary is one of those examples when you put a huge interesting game into a 2D side-scrolling setting. Basically it's sort of a Pokemon game where you collect various monsters and use them for your own interest and pleasure. They do all the hard work for you and you gain all the benefits, so they are basically your slaves and have no free will of their own. They have to serve their master overlord and never think about returning to nature ever again, because once you enslave them, that's it, they are bound to your will. And somehow here, you are still a good guy. Maneater. Have you ever wanted to become a shark? To swim in the endless ocean until you get eaten by a bigger shark or a killer whale? Well, honestly, being a shark kinda sucks. I wish I was a jellyfish instead. No brain, no worries, no anxiety, only never-ending fun. Yeah, I'm sure jellyfishes feel like that every day. Anyway, Maneater will let you experience the ultimate power fantasy as the apex predator of the seas. Become a giant shark and eat someone. By the way, Maneater is a single-player open-world action RPG. Yeah, you heard right, it's an RPG game. I can only guess that you weren't expecting that. You will start as a small shark pup tasked with surviving the harsh world while eating your way up the ecosystem. To do this, you will explore a large and varied open world, encounter diverse enemies and prey, both human and wildlife. Find the right resources and you can grow and evolve far beyond what nature intended. It's a game after all. This is fortunate because you can get revenge on all those filthy fishermen.
And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe.